They said it pierced the side of Christ. They said it could turn the tide of war. They said it was a gift from God. But what if the Holy Lance was a lie? This is not the story told in cathedrals. This is not the tale carved into stained glass windows or whispered in sermons. This is the story buried in blood, betrayal, and belief. The story the Crusaders swore was true, but history hesitated to confirm. Because the truth of the Holy Lance, the spear said to have pierced Jesus Christ on the cross, is not about relics or miracles. It's about power, and what men are willing to do to wield it. The year was 1098. The Crusaders had been in the Holy Land for 2 years. Their bodies were broken. Their numbers dwindled. Their spirits shattered. They had reached the ancient city of Antioch, an impregnable fortress guarded by high stone walls and a determined enemy. What followed was not a siege. It was a descent into despair. The Crusaders were trapped between the city they couldn't take and the reinforcements they knew were coming to kill them. Supplies ran dry. Knights ate their horses. Some resorted to eating leather. Some whispered darker things. Men began to break. Not just physically, but mentally. Faith began to wither. Leaders fought among themselves. Morale bled out in silence. And then, when hope was a corpse rotting in the sun, a man stepped forward. His name was Peter Bartholomew, a poor, obscure priest from the south of France. Harmless, unnoticed, until one night he had a vision, or so he claimed. Peter said that St. Andrew had come to him in a dream and revealed the location of the Holy Lance, the very spear that had pierced the side of Christ. He said it was buried beneath the floor of the Church of St. Peter in Antioch. At first, the leaders scoffed. Visions were not uncommon during the Crusades. Many claimed divine dreams. Most were ignored. But then, something shifted. Because belief, desperate belief, can spread like wildfire among men on the edge of death. Bohemond of Taranto, one of the Crusades' most cunning leaders, saw an opportunity. Whether he believed Peter or not didn't matter. He needed something to unite the men, something to ignite their hearts again. And this was it. A dig was organized. Men tore through the floor of the church with picks and bare hands. The hours passed. Sweat turned to blood. And then, Peter cried out. He had found it. A long iron spearhead, rusted and ancient. Immediately, hysteria followed. Men wept. Some fell to their knees. The lance was paraded through the army. It was divine proof, they said. God had not abandoned them. Victory was coming. And strangely, it did. With renewed fury, the Crusaders poured out of Antioch and struck the surrounding Muslim forces with a ferocity no one expected. They claimed divine protection. They claimed the lance was guiding them. And the enemy fled. To the Crusaders, it was a miracle. But here's the part of the story no one likes to tell. There were whispers. Whispers that Bohemond himself had planted the spearhead before the dig. That Peter Bartholomew was either a tool or a fool. That the Holy Lance was not from Christ's crucifixion, but from some forgotten grave or rusting pile of weapons. And then, Peter began to change. He started having more visions. Too many. Too strange. He spoke of conversations with saints. Of orders from heaven. He claimed God was giving him military advice. His behavior grew erratic. Even the Crusaders who once adored him began to pull away. And then, the test. Peter, desperate to prove the lance's authenticity, and perhaps his own sanity, offered to undergo an ordeal by fire. He would walk through flames. If he emerged alive, the lance was true. A fire was built. The crowd gathered. Peter stepped forward, barefoot and robed, holding a cross. He walked through the flames. When he emerged, his body was charred. He collapsed in agony. For 12 days, he lingered in unspeakable pain before dying. Some said he had passed the test and been martyred. Others said he had failed, that God had spoken clearly. After that, the Holy Lance was hidden, then lost, then rediscovered, then lost again. Different cities claimed to have the real one: Rome, Vienna, Armenia. Even today, multiple churches display their own true Holy Lance. But none can be verified. And yet, The tale of Peter Bartholomew still lingers like smoke from an extinguished fire, because if he lied, he may have saved the First Crusade. His lie became the salvation of thousands. And if he told the truth, why did God let him burn? Was the lance ever real? Or was it always meant to be a test, not of history but of faith? Here's the unsettling part. Every crusader who touched that lance believed something changed in them. Some said they felt heat. Some said they heard voices. Others claimed visions. Even Bohemond, who was never known for his piety, began to treat the lance with a strange reverence after the victory. Some said he started speaking to it, in secret. What if the truth is not whether the lance was real, but that belief itself is dangerous? That the need to believe can twist a man's mind until he sees miracles in the rust of an old weapon. That desperation turns relics into idols. And that faith, when left unchecked, can devour reason whole. Peter Bartholomew died believing he had held the blood of Christ. Bohemond lived knowing it had helped him win. The church remained silent. And the lance? No one knows where it is now. But if you believe the old stories, it never truly left. They say in times of holy war it appears again, not to save, but to test. And those who find it rarely walk away unchanged, because some relics do not bless, they consume. And the holy lance may not be the weapon that pierced the side of a dying savior, but the tool that opens the hearts of men to something far darker.